Yeah, I got something to say, and I want to choose my words carefully because I want to say exactly what I mean, and that way, if anyone wants to come at me, uh, if they got an angle to defend or something they want to debate, um, what I've said was said with purpose, and hopefully, what they say comes at me with purpose that is beneficial to everyone involved. Um, Trying to think of the right word to use because I don't want to curse. I want this to be something that people can listen to or watch regardless of how they feel about certain languages. That's not to say that a good curse word has its moment, but most people uh, kind of, and I happen to think that, once you start cursing every other word, it kind of demonstrates your inability to think and properly get forth what you want to get forth. So I'm trying to think of a way to say what I want to say without cursing. Um, it's early summer 2020 for posterity, I guess. And my thought is, shoot, can't think of a good word, so might have to curse here. I don't want to. I gotta think of another type of word. Shit. Shoot. Well, I just gotta go for it. Fuck BLM. And I mean that with the same aggressiveness I have for fuck the KKK and fuck Antifa. They're all equal sides of the same racist, anti-American triangle. I'll try not to curse going forward. I know some of y'all are thinking, this burnt cracker. I know that's what some of my Facebook friends and probably a few of my friends are thinking. Hell, they might be saying it out loud to themselves or the people around them. Others are probably going, where the hell's this going? But I challenge you, especially those who are quick to get their comfy little undies in a wad. I challenge you to hear me out. And then, like I said before, if you got an angle to defend or something to debate, come at me. I welcome it. All lives matter. All black lives matter. There is absolutely nothing wrong with either of those statements. But if you don't bend the knee and say, and only say, Black Lives Matter, then many BLM fools go at you. You ever wonder why? The reason? It's because BLM singularly depends on the semantic overload of Black Lives Matter and how many people mistakenly equate the two, which allows BLM to appear bigger and more powerful and more mainstream than they really are. The fact is that BLM only supports certain black lives and supports groups and programs that damage and have damaged the black community for decades. You ain't got to take my word. Read the BLM Charter of Beliefs. Read the goals and mission statements. Check out the views of the founders and current leadership, the ones who still stuck around after the movement went all Marxist. Look at what leadership ignores and what is promoted or given support. BLM is a racist and anti-Semitic group. Its ugliness also includes a web of support made up of mostly rich, white, progressive, left, commie individuals and groups. BLM is anti-American, and I ain't down with that. I ain't down with that. It's a shame that this group has media pushing its propaganda, lies, and a major freaking political party, the Democrat Party. And, in this climate, if we're going to look into history without context, then let's look at the Democrat Party. The party of the KKK and Jim Crow South. And I'm from the South. Trust me. So, anyway, BLM has a major political party backing and supporting him. That along with the media, which coincidentally maximizes and climaxes every freaking election year. It won't come as a surprise to anyone who knows me. I don't bend the knee to anybody, and I ain't afraid to speak truth. Nor do I accept some idiotic requirement for melanin equity content relatable to subject matter as some stupid pass needed for certain discussions. Here's how I see it. BLM is very selective about the black lives that matter to it. Why do you never see BLM well represented and up front marching any given fucking weekend on the streets of Chicago or Baltimore or any major progressive blue, you ain't black unless Democrat controlled city, where more blacks' lives are taken any given weekend by a criminal thug than the police threaten for entire years combined? Ask yourself why many innocent young black names, mostly children, from those streets are unknown to us. Unknown to us because the media sees no reason to hype sad truths that dare inconvenience the idiotic observations from self-proclaimed elite thinkers on their current narrative about America. Where's BLM? I know you're thinking, why are you bringing that up, January? My last name's January, for those who don't know me. Well, black on black crime does account for like 95% of black death. So kind of a big deal. Would be nice if we saw some BLM representation with the same vigor and such, given that reality. I got another one for you. Why do you never see BLM well represented and up front at the annual March for Life in D.C.? Next one's in January 1920. Next one's January 29th, 2021. I look forward to seeing all the virtue signaling individuals and companies. I saw you. I look forward to seeing you up there, proving that you really believe all lives matter, that you really believe, prove to me you really believe all black lives matter. Why is BLM never protesting on the front steps of Planned Parenthood abortion clinics any given fucking day? I know you're thinking, why are you bringing that up, January? Well, over 20 million black babies are killed by abortion over the past few decades, decreasing the black population in the United States by over 25%. and 8 out of 10 Planned Parenthood abortion clinics are near or in minority neighborhoods. And the freaking founder of abortion was a freaking eugenicist. So kind of a big deal. Would be nice to see some BLM representation there with the same vigor and such, given the reality of things. Here's some truth for you. About 1,000 people are shot and killed by police per year in a U.S. population of 350 million people. That's less than 0.00029%. That's 3 zeros. 0.00029% of the U.S. population. But that's a shit number. Because the one you really want is how many unarmed people were shot and killed by the police, which could include making sad errors related to being human. We're human. There's mistakes made by police. Sad errors like mistaken identity or mistaking something for a gun, And then, of course, within that number is the very, very rare bad cop situation that we all find disgusting. I don't know anyone who doesn't find the bad cop situation disgusting. You want to talk unarmed? That number is less than 30 a year, regardless of race. 30 a year. That's less than 0.00000. That's 5 zeros, 9%. 0.00009% of U.S. population. You want to get racial with last year's numbers? Around 10 unarmed blacks killed by cops last year, and 20 unarmed whites killed by cops last year. In case you care, 100 to 200 cops are killed every year while on duty. And that's just talking about your local police forces, the cops you see every day. Maybe these numbers clump up in big cities. I don't know. I don't live in a big city. So maybe, I bet if you really looked at these numbers, maybe they clump up in the big cities. And maybe there are issues in progressive blue, you ain't black unless Democrat cities and states where those residents need to start voting GOP locally to get a chance at the change they've been promised by Dems who have been in control of these areas, been in power of these areas for decades. There's no systematic issue with police nationwide. Maybe in those little clump areas, like I said, of those progressive blue, you ain't black unless Democrat controlled areas. Maybe there, I don't know. Maybe there's just, but not nationwide. The numbers don't support such nonsense. But you go ahead. You keep focus on that little pinky toenail BLM, the media, and progressive blue, you ain't black unless Dems are telling you to focus on as the rest of the body dies. You can massage the numbers I've given. Hell, you can falsely increase or decrease them by double or triple, and it still won't make a dent in the truth of the matter. You can't deny the stats, and the numbers don't lie. They don't support what BLM, the group, there's a lot of good people who, chant Black Lives Matter and they chant BLM without putting the two together. And in my mind, there's a difference. I'll never say Black Lives Matter. I'll always say all Black Lives Matter. I'll always say all lives matter. That's just me. Because of what I stated previously. Like I said, you can massage these numbers all you want. But you can't deny the stats, the statistics. The numbers don't lie. They don't support what BLM, the media, and the progressive blue, you ain't black unless Democrats are promoting. All of us, the things they want all of us to focus towards, and the denial of what they don't want us to see, the denial of things in order to divide us as one people and one nation. I got to tell you, and I'll close with this simple statement: I will not comply.